The purpose of the report is really to look at other countries' laws, as well as the laws of international courts and tribunals, to see what other approaches other jurisdictions have taken on the issue of addressing the needs of children born of war. In the long run, we hope that it will inform advocacy within Bosnia with regards to legislation pertaining to its own children born of war. Before this legislation in Brčko district, there were really only two countries that have legislated regarding the issue of children born of war. First, there was Norway, which paid children born of war, specifically World War II, a lump sum amount decades after they were born. And secondly, there was Colombia, which recognized the rights of children born of war from their civil conflict and entitled them to a range of benefits, including rehabilitation, restitution, compensation, and even the return of land that might have been owed to them. Outside of Norway and Colombia, you don't really find that many pieces of legislation that address the rights and needs of children born of war. You've had courts that have been set up after conflict, like in Bangladesh, that order reparations for these children, but this has never made its way into actual law. You've had political parties promise in their national action plans, like in Uganda, to help children born of war, but this legislation has been blocked. You've had truth commissions, like in East Timor, also tell their governments to give benefits to these children. Once again, that has not transpired in law. And you've had victims' funds after conflict and mass atrocity, like in Rwanda, that do not make children born of war eligible and are instead reserved for other victims. The amendment in Brčko district really responds to a lot of calls within the international community and in international bodies to recognize children born of war. In particular, the 2022 report by the Secretary General focuses entirely on children born of war and efforts to recognize them, as well as a lack of efforts in many national jurisdictions. Furthermore, the International Criminal Court in the 2021 decision Ntaganda versus Prosecutor recognized that children born of war could be, under international law, direct victims of conflict. The treaty committees, particularly the Committee on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women, as well as the Committee on the Rights of the Child, also recognized very recently the importance of the rights and needs of children born of war. The legislative amendment in Brčko district is not the end of the story. It is the first step in giving recognition to a group who has been ignored and who has lived invisibly for decades. To fully end stigmatization, we have to go outside the law and start thinking about changing basic societal values and to move away from patriarchy to ensure that there is full social acceptance of children born of war.